Here are two sentences. Both of them are correct English. Last night at 8 o'clock, I ate dinner. Last night at 8 o'clock, I was eating dinner. Same night, same food, same clock. But they do not tell you the same thing. In this video, you will learn difference between the two sentences and how to build the second sentence, which is past continuous. You will learn the 4 situations where you need it. And at the end, you will learn how to say no and how to ask questions with it. After learning this, I will give you a little secret. You can use this secret to talk in past tense without grammar mistakes and without irregular verbs. Let's go. One idea holds this whole video together. The simple past gives you the whole action. The past continuous presses pause in the middle of it. Listen, to, I cooked dinner. That is the whole job. It started, it finished. I was cooking dinner. Press pause. The pan is hot, the food is not ready, the job is not finished yet. Keep one word in your head for the rest of this video. Middle. Every single time you use the past continuous, you are showing somebody the middle of something. So, how do you build it? You need 2 pieces, and you already own one of them. Piece 1 is was or were. You have met these 2 words before in the simple past. Same words, nothing new to learn. Was goes with I, he, she, and it. Were goes with you, we, and they. Piece 2 is the main verb with ing at the end. Walk becomes walking. Eat becomes eating. Read becomes reading. Now put the 2 pieces together. Was or were, then the verb with ing. That is the whole tense. I was walking. She was reading. They were eating. We were waiting. Now, here is something I want you to notice. In the simple past, irregular verbs gave you a lot of trouble. Go became went, eat became ate, buy became bought. You had to memorize all of them. Here they give you no trouble at all. Go becomes going. Eat becomes eating. Buy becomes buying. There are no irregular verbs in the past continuous, nothing to memorize. Every verb takes ing. Take a breath. The hardest part of the past tense is already behind you. Now, 3 small spelling rules for that ing ending. You will not hear these when you speak, but you need them when you write. 1. If the verb ends in e, drop the e, then add ing. Make becomes making. Write becomes writing. Dance becomes dancing. Not making. The e goes away. 2. For a short verb, 1 beat ending in consonant, vowel, consonant, double that last letter, then add ing. Run becomes running. Sit becomes sitting. Swim becomes swimming. Shop becomes shopping. If that rule sounds familiar, it should. You did the same thing in the simple past with stop and stopped. Same rule, new ending. 3. This one is small, but it looks strange the first time you see it. If the verb ends in ie, change the ie to y, then add ing. Lie becomes lying. Die becomes dying. Do not sit and memorize these today. Just notice them. When you see running with 2 N's, you will know why. The big picture stays simple. Verb plus ing. Good, you can build it. Now the real question, when do you actually need it? There are 4 situations. Every one of them is the same idea wearing different clothes. Every one of them is the middle. Situation 1. Somebody names a time in the past and you want to say what was happening at that moment. At 7 o'clock this morning, I was sleeping. Not the whole night, just that moment. 7 o'clock, eyes closed, still asleep. At midnight, she was studying. This time yesterday, we were traveling. Feel the difference one more time. I slept for 8 hours is the whole night, start to finish. At 7 o'clock, I was sleeping is one frozen moment inside that night. Situation 2. This is the one you will use the most, so stay with me here. Something long was happening, then something short came and cut into it. I was walking to work when it started to rain. 2 actions there. The walking is long, it was already going on. The rain is short, it arrived in the middle of the walking. So the long action takes the past continuous, the short action takes the simple past. Listen to a few more. She was cooking when the phone rang. We were watching the film when the lights went off. They were sleeping when the baby cried. Can you hear the pattern? In every sentence, one action is the background and one action jumps in. Now, 2 little words go with this, and students mix them up all the time. When and while. While points at the long action. When points at the short one. So you can say it in 2 directions. I was walking to work when it started to rain. Or, while I was walking to work, it started to rain. Same story, same meaning, both correct. While sits next to the walking. When sits next to the rain. Here is a quick one for you. Which word goes in the sentence? He was driving home dash, he saw the accident. It is when. Seeing the accident is the short action. Situation 3. 2 long actions, both happening together. Nothing interrupts anything here. Both actions are in the middle at the same time, so both of them take the past continuous. While I was cooking, my brother was cleaning the kitchen. 2 people, 2 jobs, 1 moment, both still going. She was talking and I was listening. While the children were playing, the parents were talking. Easy way to remember it. If one action gets cut, that is situation 2. If nothing gets cut and both just run together, that is situation 3. Situation 4. This one makes your English sound much more natural and almost nobody teaches it early. When you tell a story, you use the past continuous to paint the picture first. Then you use the simple past to tell what happened. Listen to this. It was raining, the wind was blowing, people were running for shelter. Nothing has happened yet. I am just building the world. Everything is in the middle. And now the story starts. Then a car stopped in front of me. Do you hear it? The past continuous is the background. The simple past is the story. So when you tell your friend about your day, start with the picture. I was sitting in the office, my phone was ringing, everyone was shouting. Then tell them what happened. All right, you know how to use it. Now, how do you say that something was not happening? And here is more good news. In the simple past, you needed the helper word did, and the main verb dropped back to its base form. Remember, I didn't go? Forget all of that. You do not need did here at all. You just put not after was or were. That's it. I was not sleeping, or the short form, I wasn't sleeping. They were not listening, or they weren't listening. And the verb does not change. It keeps its ing. She wasn't working. We weren't waiting. This is very easy, right? Questions follow the same easy path. You just move was or were to the front. You were sleeping becomes were you sleeping? She was working becomes was she working? That is the whole change. The words stay the same, they just swap places. Were they waiting for us? Was it raining? Were you listening to me? And you can put a question word in front if you want more information. What were you doing? Where was she going? Why were they shouting? That first one, what were you doing, is one of the most common questions in spoken English. Learn that sentence and you can answer it too. I was cooking. I was working. I was sleeping. One last thing before we practice, and this one saves you from a mistake almost every learner makes. Some verbs cannot take ing. You cannot say, I was knowing the answer. You cannot say, I was wanting a coffee. Why not? Go back to our one idea, the middle. Some verbs are actions. You do them, they take time, they have a middle. Eating, running, reading. You can stand in the middle of eating. But some verbs are not actions. They are just true or not true. Know, want, like, need, understand, believe. You cannot stand in the middle of knowing something. You either know it or you don't. There is no middle to press pause on. So these verbs stay in the simple past. I knew the answer, not I was knowing. She wanted a coffee, not she was wanting. We liked the film, not we were liking. If the verb is something you feel or think and not something you do, leave the ing off. Okay, that is everything. Time to test it. I will give you a sentence with a gap. Your job is to fill it. I will give you a few seconds, then the answer and the reason. Pause the video if you need more time. 1. At 9 o'clock last night, I blank a film. The answer is, was watching. A named moment in the past and the film was still going. 2. They blank in the park when it started to rain. The answer is were running. They takes were and run doubles the N before ing. 3. While I blank, my sister blank. The answer is was cooking and was studying. Two long actions at the same time, so both take the past continuous. 4. I blank to you. Sorry, can you say it again? The answer is wasn't listening. No did here. You just add not after was. 5. Blank you when I called. The answer is were you sleeping? For a question, were moves to the front, not did you sleeping? 6. He blank an email when his computer crashed. The answer is was writing. Write ends in E, so the E drops before ing. 7. I blank her name, so I asked her. This is a tricky one. The answer is didn't know. Careful. Know is not an action. It has no middle, so it never takes ing. That's why we use the simple past here. How did you do? If the last one surprised you, it's okay. Go back to that chapter and watch it once more. Remember, there are a few words only that have this rule. Here is your challenge for today. In the comments, write the answer to, what were you doing this morning? Pause the video and write it now. Don't skip writing it. This is how you practice English, by talking about your day. Have you done it? Great. Now read 2 other comments and see if they got it right. That is how you really learn it. Let's put the whole video on one screen. Take a screenshot of this. The past continuous shows the middle of a past action, not the end. You build it with was or were plus the verb with ing. Was for I, he, she, it. Were for you, we, they. No irregular verbs. You use it for a moment in the past. For a long action that's something short interrupted. While for the long one. When for the short one. For 2 long actions together. And for painting the background of a story. For no, just add not. I wasn't working. For a question, move was or were to the front. Were you working? And verbs like know, want, and like have no middle, so they never take ing. That is the past continuous. Now, the secret that I promised in the beginning of the video. How can you talk about past tense without grammar mistakes and without irregular verbs? Start talking in the past using the past continuous. If you talk about your daily routine in the past continuous, you would still be grammatically correct and you won't have to worry about irregular verbs. This will help you a lot in speaking practice. Once you are comfortable speaking, then you can start learning simple past and the irregular verbs in simple past to improve your English. When you want to do that, you can watch our video for a masterclass in simple past. This video covers a starter pack for you to learn the most important irregular verbs. The link is on the screen. If this video helped you, please help us. Like the video and subscribe for more. And send it to someone who is learning English with you. See you in the next one.